Good morning, I'm Joanne Lusted from Nella Cucina here with my sous chef Colleen, and we're going to be making you some turkey pot pies with squash and mushrooms and some leeks, totally good stuff. So we're going to make Colleen do all the work here. Well, maybe just a little bit.
Do you want to eat this after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
I don't.
It's a peanut gallery over there. Okay, so we're going to put it into our pan. It's got medium-high heat.
Okay.
We'll put a little bit of olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. You don't need a whole lot. It's a non-stick pan, so
Okay.
let that go, let that heat up. And then we've got turkey, so about 1.5 pounds of like turkey breast chopped up. We'll put that in the pan and let it get nice and hot. We'll cook that. And in the meantime, I'm going to get you to chop some leeks. Yes, yes? So, these little guys, I'll chop one, you chop the other. How's that?
I want to see how you chop it, and then I'm going to try to chop it like you chop it.
It's the leek, it's just the bottom part. So all you have to do is just chop it like this, down the side. Oh, a little dirt in this guy. There you go.
A one.
Nice. See? The lady can cook.
No, well, I'm not a good chopper, but I'm an okay cook.
You're an awesome chopper. Look at this. Okay, and then we're going to take the leeks and just chop
We're
it
gonna go
like
this way
this.
now?
Yeah. Just dice it up.
These are really good knives. I don't think I own knives this nice.
They're really good. The sharp knife is the key to everything. Everything good in cooking. Okay.
And when you're not a really good cutter, you got to be a slow cutter.
Yeah,
because
exactly. So let's just throw this in here. This is all our turkey breast. And this. There we go. We'll get rid of this guy. Nice.
I like
Look
when
at this
on
girl
TV to go
go.
like this.
Yeah. So you can do that too.
You know why you can do it? It's funny.
It's
Do you
a
own a
knife.
good knife? Like you should own a
It's
good
a
knife
knife.
because it's so much easier. Can I take this one home?
No.
Okay, I'll go
I'll
back.
bring you a new one.
I don't want anything. I'm good.
She's like, I want that one for Christmas.
Maybe I made it
Bring
too
you a knife
fine.
for
Look, I
Christmas.
made it too fine.
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so next we have to do the garlic. And this is, because we're doing this for Howard, he
Yeah.
only wants one clove. One
Just
clove.
relax.
That's it. So, I know, just
For the record, I love garlic.
Yeah.
I love garlic.
Okay, we can't use this one now.
I'm not cutting anything.
Lick it? He
No, I
licked
didn't
it.
lick
It's
it.
yours now.
You cannot lick the garlic.
Okay. So instead of chopping it, you're just gonna go like this.
Great tool.
Yeah. It's a rasp. So you're just gonna rub the garlic on there, and it chops it for you. Watch your manicure.
Yeah, this is a new manicure.
It's a manicure record.
I'll have you know.
I know. That's why I'm making you do it, and not me.
And you know that they're extra expensive. I mean, manicures this time of year because you have to tip your lady.
Everything's extra expensive.
Which is fine because she's
I know.
amazing, but I especially don't want to wreck this manicure.
No. So just
I know
go
I'm
as
being a
far
princess.
enough as.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay,
Okay.
stop. Nice. Perfect. And we got 1 clove of garlic. Yep. And then, so we got a little bowl here. We can put all of this good stuff in. Look at Colleen. Such a good job. Such a good job. Okay. Chopped up mushrooms. Now, the next thing we've got celery.
Okay.
So we'll just do one of these guys. Okay. Just cut this in half. Or in 3. And then you just want to cut it in half this way. And then in 2. And then the same thing as the leeks. Remember, like this. Okay. So I'll let you finish cutting that one. We only need one. We only need 1 piece of celery. So you've got 1 leek, 1 piece of celery, 1.5 pounds turkey, and then we've got some squash. We've got about 2 cups of mushrooms chopped up over there, and then I've got some fresh thyme. So this is like everyone's least favorite job if you work in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, why?
Yeah, because it's painstakingly long to do all this. So
What's the trick? Is there a trick?
No, you just have to be patient. So you just take your time and just pick the little leaves off.
Is that enough? Or do you want more?
Yeah, just do it. You can do the rest of it.
Okay.
Perfect. Remember that when you were a kid? Remember like tree or bush?
Yep.
Yeah. Same thing.
The people were silly when they said tree because you
Yeah,
knew that
I
they could make
know.
it into a bush. How much time do I have, Andy?
You have 30 seconds.
Okay,
Uh-oh,
I'm gonna
fast.
step away.
Perfect. Well,
But
we'll
you know
finish
what I
this
like? I like participating. This gives me a
Thank
different
you for your
perspective
help.
of Foodie Friday.
I like to chop things next time.
No, Howard can do nothing. No, not allowed. Okay, so we'll finish chopping up this celery here, and then we'll chop up the thyme. So our turkey's cooking away. Once this turkey's cooked, we're gonna take it out of the pan, and then put in our onions and celery and mushrooms and our squash. You can put all that in together. So we're gonna cook that down. You're doing the cheese. Give this a little stir here. And I'm gonna do the lettuce. And if you've got some leftover turkey from your holiday feast, you could just put that in as is, cooked turkey. So you wouldn't have to do this step. So it's a good way to use up all your leftover turkey sandwiches, turkey pot pies, all that good stuff. There we go. So we've got our leeks. Now we've got squash. So you want to use about 1 small squash. So this was a pretty big one, so we're going to use about half. And you want to peel it. So you take a butternut squash, peel it with a peeler, and then we can just dice it up. Now you want to dice this fairly small because it'll take a little bit of time to cook.
Coming up in a second,
So same size as the celery. And plus we're putting them into little tiny pot pies today. We're going to make mini pot pies. So we're going to cut it maybe extra small.
Colleen, this is called the Hot Guys and Baby Animals Calendar.
Squash is so good. And this actually thickens up our sauce a little bit because we're not putting any cream or any heavy thickeners in this. So this will help thicken up the broth in the pot pies. Which is really, really good. So
Baby animal. Wow. She calls it, it's like the new Reese's peanut butter.
you can use any kind of squash you have. You can use sweet potato if you wanted to. If you want to put parsnips in, go for it. You can put parsnips in here. Regular potato, Yukon Gold, whatever you've got in your fridge. So I'm sure after the holidays are over, you've probably got lots left over. So these are great. You can make these ahead of time and stick them in the fridge and have them done for a nice easy supper. You can freeze them if you like. Just make sure you freeze them in something that's not going to crack in the freezer.
Hot guys and shoes.
Yes. Hot guys and cosmopolitan drinks.
Hot guys and holding
This is good. Our
Shoppers Drug
turkey's
Mart
looking
Optimum
good.
cards.
Oh my God, yes. Mine is like being maximized today.
It's 8:13.
Now they were too rough. Stress over traffic. Here's Dr. Baker.
Okay, and then
I love that. That's really good.
after this, we'll chop up all the fresh thyme. Have that done. So, there's our squash. Now, fresh thyme. We need a little bit more. Let's pour this out. So this is cooked all the way through, so we can pour this out. And then we'll get the pan hot again. You don't need to add any more oil because there's a little bit of fat left in here from the turkey. So we'll get this hot again, and then we'll add in our leeks and our celery and our squash, and we'll get that going. And then we'll put mushrooms and all the squash in. Okay, so then what you do, once you've picked all the stems out of here, and if you have some of the softer stems, it's fine. You can just chop those guys up. Then just run your knife through it until you get into a nice sort of fine powder. And you can use whatever herbs you've got in your fridge. If you've got some fresh sage, some rosemary, some parsley, whatever you like. Just if you're using something like sage, make sure you don't use too much. It's pretty strong. Give that a little stir. And then chicken stock. So low sodium chicken stock or turkey stock you've made from your leftover pan drippings. And all you want to do is just barely cover this. So depending on how big your pan is, just barely cover this mixture. Once this stuffing's ready, we'll fill them, and then we'll scrunch up the phyllo and put it on top. Spray it with a little non-stick cooking spray and pop them in the oven, probably for about 12 to 15 minutes, and then we're good to go. So you've got a really nice light pastry topping instead of something really heavy and a puff pastry. So once this boils, we'll come back and we'll fill our pot pies. Okay, so our pot pies have been simmering here for about 15 minutes. So we've just scooped them into these little mini containers, but you can use whatever size you like. This works really well, especially if you've got a lot of food on the go. This is perfect. So we're going to take our phyllo, we've cut into squares, and then just spray it really lightly with a little non-stick cooking spray, a little olive oil, and then you just take it and scrunch it up and put it on top. How easy could this possibly be, right? You don't have to do anything with it. So we're just going to scrunch it up, and it looks really cool once it's cooked. And that's it. No layering, no fussing, no doing anything, and this looks really, really great. So we're going to pop these in the oven for about 12 minutes, and once they're done, they'll be all nice and brown and crispy. So it's a perfect little holiday dinner here.